Hi there, welcome to the Call Cinema. My name is Aaron. It is very early in the morning here. It's 4:48 a.m., but I thought we'd have a conversation about Criterion. Ironically, right now I am actually filming a Criterion video for my entire Criterion collection. And hey there, Alan. Hey there, William. I thought it'd be kind of cool to since there's a sale going on right now, to just kind of dive in and talk about that sale. And to make it just a bit more interesting, as we're talking about sale, as we're looking at things, I did, since it's a 50% off sale, I'm doing a 5 and 5, where I'm going to recommend 5 Criterion Blu-rays from my collection and 5 Criterion DVDs. We'll do that as we go through. My name is Aaron. If you've never been called cinema before, welcome. We do a whole bunch of stuff here. Be sure to like, share, subscribe if you've just new to the channel. If you want to support the channel in a monetary way and you want to do it like on a one-time thing basis, and you like what we do, we have the link for the Buy Me Coffee down below, and we really do appreciate when that is done. Overall, though, I want you guys to have a great time here. Hey there, Elvin. And I figure we'll go right into the sale. I'll look right into the website, and as we do that, what I made sure that I was going to do when I did my recommendation, which I have right here, my recommendations pile, I wanted to have things that I don't think anybody's recommended. I wanted to put things there that I don't think anybody's recommended, and that was kind of the big deal for me, to do stuff that nobody else has recommended on their, or at least that I don't think they have. So that being said, let's shop the Criterion collection. Let's give some recommendations. And before we do, as we do, I will give you Crumb is a fantastic one that I still need to pick up. For those that don't know, Crumb is a documentary about Robert Crumb, who was an underground kind of indie artist that I was absolutely fascinated with, especially when I was in college. He made some really uniquely unusual art and is a very interesting personality. Oh, I know the Pinocchio premiered actually here in Marrakesh. Sure. Do I want to show you Avatar? Let me just see. Maybe I don't want to show you Avatar. But I'm going to start with the first Blu-ray and the first DVD, and then we're going to go right into this here. And we're going to start with this one right here. And it is first DVD, but you can also get the Blu-ray. It's Classe to Risque. So Classe to Risque is an amazing film with Lina Ventura and Jean-Paul Belmondo. It is kind of it's based on a true story. Don't let that dissuade you. Lina Ventura plays this gangster that, with his wife and his kids, are trying to finally get out of the whole racket, get out of the whole deal. And sadly, he's not. The whole family doesn't make it out. We'll just say that. But he goes and he hides out in Paris with his kids, and it takes a twisty, dangerous turn from there. It is very much a noir. It is very well done. It's so extremely well acted. And if you've never seen this movie, it's one of those that I definitely am going to recommend that you check out. On that same side, because I wanted to do two in the kind of noir aspect, there is Ace in the Hole. Ace in the Hole is a very cynical film. It is also a very, very good film. If you have never seen it, this was a Billy Wilder classic with Kirk Douglas. I totally forgot the name of the second one. And it's really neat. So he plays a newspaper reporter, and he is not a good guy. He is really like at the, finds about somebody that gets, a tragedy is happening, and he should be doing the right thing, but he's not the type of guy that does the right thing. What's really neat is, long before they did a lot of these, this was Ace in the Hole was one of their original kind of like newspaper-esque aspects that they did. See, for a while, Criterion did Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Get it, guys? Which look like this. And I wish they still did them, actually. I wish they still did these here. I love these here stuff here. I like this better than the plastic cases. Now let's get sale. And we'll come back afterwards for the next two recommendations. So you can see we've got some really good stuff here. I would definitely give a recommendation to Clute with Jane Fonda, Donald Sutherland. It's absolutely fantastic film. Uncut Gems is in. There's two like really, unironically like really good non-comedic Adam Sandler roles that you look towards. One is Uncut Gems, and before it was, of course, Paul Thomas Anderson's Punch Drunk Love. If you've only thought of like Adam Sandler as this kind of comedic, kind of Saturday Night Live or funny actor, you're gonna see a whole different side of him when it comes to this. If you're a Beatles fan, A Hard Day's Night is a classic. It's always great. Hard Day's Night is fantastic. If you're in love with Las Vegas, Traffic, I got to rewatch, actually. Day Trippers, I have not seen in a long time. I actually really love this artwork for it, though. This is amazing. Anything by Jim Jarmusch, I'm always going to recommend. I think Jim Jarmusch is a fantastic filmmaker. I got to sit in on a conversation with him here in Marrakesh during the Marrakesh Film Festival. He was a very generous person with his insights, and I don't mean not just about his films, but about other things going on, about art and culture and music. He was just one of these super incredible guys, and that I strongly, strongly recommend checking out his films because they're just so good. I'm going to try not to go too deep into like the in some of the regular stuff. Everybody knows like Midnight Cowboy and Do the Right Thing. I don't think I got to give a recommendation of those. I like Smithereens, but you gotta like this style of stuff if you're going to get into this. Same with Round Midnight. All right, so one of the other ones I'm recommending is right here. So let's go to. I guess we'll go to my second round and do it really quickly before we get back to it. So next up is Sweet Smell Success. It stars Burt Lancaster and Tony Curtis. It is an absolutely amazing film. If you are or ever had any thoughts of being a writer, study the hell out of this movie. Read this script. Read this script over and over again. And there's a crispness. There's an amazing like style. There's amazing rhythm and aspect to this dialogue that is just so good. It's a beautiful looking film. This is a gorgeous film. It is a cruel film. It is a mean film, but you will not be able to take your eyes off it. You're not going to like find people that you like, but you're going to find people that will fascinate you. Have Tony Curtis's autograph. That's amazing. On the DVD side of it, I'm going to recommend an early Criterion one here, which I think's got an upgrade. That is a wonderful Ronald Neames film, Tunes of Glory. It is a film about class struggle, and it stars two incredible actors. So we have John Mills, and we have the wonderful Alec Guinness. So it is very much a film of class, a film of the upper crust. It is so good. Basically, if you've never watched this, it goes into like the military hierarchy, the way you can be rightfully or wrongfully perceived, and it is just such a wonderful masterclass of acting between Guinness and Mills, because they are just so good in this film. So if you've never seen Tunes of Glory, definitely check it out. Next up, The Naked City is a definite recommendation. I would 100% give recommendation to The Naked City. It's a wonderful film. Age of Innocence, anything Martin Scorsese. I just think Martin Scorsese. It's not one of those guys that I would say is it's definitely underrated, Let's like Jules Dassin. Like I think Jules Dassin is probably more underrated at this point than Martin Scorsese. Let's say you watched Barbie and loved it like I did. Um, well, let's look at a film by the director of Barbie, which she actually stars in, that she actually acts in, and that is Greta Gerwig in Frances Ha. Now, if you've never seen Frances Ha, it is such a wonderful film. I didn't because unfortunately I'm in Morocco now, and in Canada the Disney Movie Club stopped about a year ago. So it was only in the U.S. and other areas like that that still had the movie club. Yeah, that Alec Guinness from Star Wars. The guy that said, I didn't know it was at a stock, but definitely grab that one. That is a great set. It's the Showa era Godzilla. I'd love to see them do a Heisei era Godzilla as well. Hopefully do well down the road. I know that they have issues with Toho, who's very, very stringent and tight with what they do with their releases. And in case people don't see the banner there, there we go. There we go. We gotta pimp at the channel, and I've made it easier than ever. But Frances Ha is just a wonderful film with this character that you completely fall in love with. Greta Gerwig is such an amazing actor. Noah Baumbach does an incredible job directing this film here. Something Wild is a great film with Jonathan Demme. I saw Tootsie in the theater. I didn't know it was going to be such a touchstone landmark film. But one of the ones that I really got to look at, especially if you're an actor or a playwright, then look at Andre Gregory's and Wallace Shawn's three films. We got My Dinner with Andre, Vanya on 42nd Street, A Master Builder. Just some incredible work done in 49.97, and really, really give some strong recommendations on that. What are Disney exclusive titles? Well, Sean, Disney has a movie club that is going out of that they're shutting down. On the movie club, they have titles that are only exclusive to the movie club. They have a yellow. Um, the 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 insert is yellow, and there'll be things that some of them have come out, some haven't. Like things like Goof Troop. I had a exclusive slipcover to Ichabod and Mr. Toad. There was a special Halloween centric slipcover, and I had a special editions of Zorro, the TV series. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. Movies, Lobo, the movie with the dog, and a whole bunch with a whole bunch of stuff. Being a massive fan of the punk scene, especially like the '80s era punk music, things like like the Sex Pistols, Generation X, Sid and Nancy is just a wonderful film. Alex Cox does a great job with this movie, and he's made some really different, some really unique films that I'll definitely give a recommendation to. And I can't not give a recommendation to Speedy. Anything Harold Lloyd, I think is absolutely fantastic. I think Harold Lloyd is probably the most underrated of the silent film comedians. And if you haven't checked them out, like now's the time. Let's look here at some of these like new releases as well, because we got some wonderful things here, like James Cagney in the Roaring Twenties, just incredible stuff. Train Spotting, but I don't think I got to tell you guys about Train Spotting. I'm trying to focus here. If there's one that you're curious about that you're not sure of, like ask me. If I know, I'll tell you. Um, Chantal Ackerman's masterpiece is 1968 to 1978. It's not for everybody, but that's definitely one for me. The Heroic Trio, Executioners. We got Michelle Yeoh, Maggie Chung. If you watch any Jackie Chan movie, she's in a whole ton of them, especially the police story ones. Anita Mal, just some really, really great stuff here. Eric Romer, Tales of the Four Seasons. I'm a big Romer fan. There we go. Clay, there were many. So it's like 20,000 Leagues, Boatniks, Treasure Island, Scarecrow, Ronnie March, both Freaky Friday films, all the Mighty Ducks films, both Parent Trap films. And the thing about them was they were done on Blu-ray, where sometimes you'll see them that would come out on DVD, like or VHS, but not a lot of them would get Blu-ray releases unless you went to the Disney Movie Club, and there you'd be able to get the Blu-ray releases. You'd also be able to accrue points on the Disney Movie Club to get special releases that are even more rare than the exclusives. McCabe and Mrs. Miller, it's Altman, so and Blood Simple. Just I love this cover to Lone Star. I really, really do, and I like John Sayles as a filmmaker. But if I was to pick one out of these here, I'm going to go with Blood Simple, just because it is such a wonderfully beautiful film, and it is so well done. And it sets up their entire career, well, for what's going to come in the next 20 years, or 20 odd years. That's the one that Alan mentioned. What a beautiful cover for it too. Del Toro's Pinocchio. Uh, it is a haunting film, and he definitely decided to take some choices with his version of Pinocchio. Some people like it, some people don't. Um, but it's one that I particularly really enjoyed. And with that being said, let's go to my third round of recommendations. And next up is Blu-ray, and it is a not the one that most people talk about when they talk about the Michael Powell Pressburger stuff. Most people say the Red Shoes, but Black Narcissus is such a beautiful film, such a wonderful, wonderful, well done, incredible movie that is gorgeous, and it's haunting and absolutely fascinating with the way that's done. Powell and Pressburger always put off a gorgeous looking film, just amazing stuff. But this goes beyond that, goes beyond the regular. Black Narcissus is something that you should have in your collection, because it is really that good of a film. And people bypass it for the other stuff like the Life and Times of Colonel Blimp, Red Shoes. But I think this is one here that you should definitely keep an eye on and not miss out on. I love when Criterion gives us a book, because I like to read. So when they give us a book with the movies, it's even better. And I could have came up with Picnic and Hanging Rock or something like that, but I figure everybody's going to come up with Picnic and Hanging Rock. So I wanted to pick up and show you guys Anthony Mann, The Furies. This is an absolutely fantastic film. Barbara Stanwyck is a goddess in this. She is amazing. She is strong. She's incredible. It comes with the book by Niven Hoche. I always get the name wrong. Niven Bush. So I really got it wrong. And it's not a book. It is a full book. It's a novel to read, and just incredible stuff. I love when they do this. So if you've never seen The Furies, strong recommendation for this. This is a great film. And Barbara Stanwyck, she definitely carries it. She carries this entire film. Like, everybody's good in this movie, but she's beyond good. When Corey's in this, we just have some great actors. Diving back, and right here we have things like Mean Streets with Martin Scorsese, which there's a film everybody should own anyway. It's again another great film. And by the way, give your recommendations down here. By the way, Last Picture Show is one of my favorite films of all time. I think it's one of Peter Bogdanovich's best movies. I think it's one of his best shot movies. It's one of the best constructed films. I love everything that this film entails. Sybil Shepherd never looked so beautiful. The screen never captured her as well. Look, she would always look beautiful, but everybody looks at their best in this, because it is such a magnificently done film, and it is such a gorgeous film, and there is so much to love about this movie right here. On a very different stage, we got Jackie Chan emergence of a superstar. We got Half-Life Kung Fu, Spiritual Kung Fu, The Fearless Hyena, Fearless Hyena 2, The Young Master, and My Lucky Stars. My Lucky Stars is particularly, hey there, Mike, welcome, man, is a really, really good one. You never liked Dr. Thornberrys. I think you should give her another chance. She's such a good actress. And a good actress is one that makes you not like her when you're not supposed to. So there you go. Got things like The Nanny, which I did not expect to see on Criterion yet, but I'm very intrigued. I really want to see this movie a lot. There's a whole ton of Scorsese stuff here to check out. Things like the super underrated After Hours. As you can see in the box set, it's right there for $112. Actually, that's a really great price for the Godzilla Showa era. Uh, strong recommendation on the Todd Browning set, Freaks, the Unknown, and the Mystic. Todd Browning's Sideshow Shockers. Hey there, Kubrick. Now, Linkletter's Before Trilogy, I think is absolutely stunning, but I would be lying if I say it's for everybody. It's not. It's just one that I particularly like. We see here one of the cornerstones in my collection is the Ingmar Bergman cinema set. It is absolutely amazing. It's such a great set. 30 discs, so amazingly well done. I want to get the Agnes Varda, oh, sorry, the Agne Varda set. It is so good. The thing is, like the set is I don't like the way the set is constructed, but her films are just so good. She deserves better, actually. But this set here is the best we're going to get from her. And honestly, it's really, really good. And the fact that it's like there's $20 difference between the Bergman set and the Varda set literally blows my mind because the Bergman set is massive. Like the Olympic set, I've always wondered about that one. It's intrigued me, Clay. I've never ever picked it up. Is that you in the picture? About the Varda set. How did you find it? I mean, like I've heard people talk about like too many films on a disc type thing, those aspects of it. But I love Varda's work so much. I really do. And when I did have the Criterion channel for a short period of time, I wish I still had it. It's one of the ones I watched the most. It was my most watched streaming service when I had it. Obviously, I like Police Story 2. I have this one. John Cassavetes is so good. So, sure. Well, damn, man. You are a handsome couple. There you go. We sat down, me and my wife sat down and watched Jackie Chan Police Story. And we got to sit down and watch Jackie Chan Police Story 2 because it's been years since I'd seen them. I've forgotten how good they were and how well constructed. I also forgotten how much like danger Jackie Chan puts himself in those movies. There's a sequence in the first Police Story set in a mall, and I'm sure everybody that's ever seen it or heard about the movie knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, a lot of glass, man. And yeah, you got some serious burns during that film. The Lady Snowblood films are so good. I still have the anime Ego editions on DVD. Remember those? So I definitely am due. He slides on the lights. That was really it doesn't. That looks like the least dangerous thing that he does, Kubrick, and it turned out to be the most dangerous thing he did. As he's sliding down, he's getting like second-degree burns all over his body. It was insanely crazy stunt, but that's Jackie Chan for you. This Melvin Van Peebles set, people think of like you both, yeah. There you go. But Melvin Van Peebles is a guy that sometimes gets thought of as like when he started the blaxploitation genre, but he is so much more than that. And he's such a great filmmaker. Van Peebles is right up there with Cassavetes, is just making some really important, really cool films that definitely are worth checking out. There's a reason we go back to Criterion so often, and that it truly is because of films like these, like the Cassavetes set, like the Melvin Van Peebles set, like seeing them like stretch out and show stuff like the Jackie Chan Police Story and Police Story 2 sets. Just incredibly amazing stuff. Yeah, that's a good film. Oh, it is actually. Yeah, that's where blaxploitation from UK called Black Gun. I'm not sure if I've seen it. I have to check, Clay, to see if I've seen that one. Of course, the Zadichi set. It's Blu-ray now. It used to be a Blu-ray DVD set when I bought it. It's a great set. Here's the thing: when you got a set like a Zadichi or something like that, I'm always going to tell you right now: do not watch the like a whole. Do not like start binging Zadichi. Uh, in the same way that I wouldn't say, don't binge a whole bunch of Bond at one time. You watch a couple and then space it a bit because I find that Do I have the Wong Kar-wai set? I don't actually. It's one that that intrigued me. It's one that I did want. I've heard there's issues, so that's why I waited. That's one of the reasons I waited on that set. Actually, yeah, I showed the other Jackie Chan setup earlier. You missed out on that one. The complete Jacques Tati, I absolutely adore. I think with Zadichi, and I've heard this from several people, like me, I can binge like crazy when it comes to this type of stuff. But there's a similarity, there's a formulaic aspect to it. No, it's okay. It's always because you're not the only person coming right now, so it's always good to mention and good to know. Oh, my dad would definitely know this one, Clay. Kim Brown Martin Landau. Hells yeah. Uh, I'm a massive Tati fan. I always have been. Once Upon a Time in China, I don't own yet, which is a shame. I should own that. That is a great set. With that being said, let's go for two recommendations before we go any farther with this. Do you like the recommendation aspect of this, or do you find that takes you out of it? Let me know. Next up is one of my all-time favorites, and that is Kiss Me Deadly. It is a fantastic film. It is a really good, really instrumental Mike Hammer film. Uh, Ralph Meeker, very different in the role of Mike Hammer, and so very good. It's directed by Robert Aldrich. Got an incredible start. If you've ever seen Repo Man, then you wonder where it comes from. It comes from Kiss Me Deadly. Uh, I love the artwork makes it look kind of like a pulp-esque novel, and just so well done. And on the other side of things, I have to one of my favorites criterions in my entire collection is right here: To Be or Not to Be. You wouldn't expect Jack Benny to be doing like something. Put up a Criterion's recommendation list on your channel. Shameless plug. Let's show it, man. 10 days ago. There you go. To Be or Not to Be is such a good movie. It would, unfortunately, I think, be the last Carol Lombard film. For she would, unfortunately, she would pass after this. But wow, is this good? This is so good. It is funny. It has drama. It's screwball. It's more screwball than like some of the other ones you're going to see. Like I was initially going to put It Happened One Night on here, but I figured everybody's going to recommend It Happened One Night. Now, here's the thing. Recently, Sony put out the Columbia Classics Volume 4. I just received that today, actually. There'll be a video coming up on that next week. And one of the criterions I watch a lot is a movie called It Happened One Night. It's a great film, but it's often put into the screwball comedies, and it's a great comedy, but it doesn't really hit all the mark to what a screwball comedy is. It's a comedy with screwball aspects to it. Now, the Columbia Classics Volume 4 has His Girl Friday, which is the screwball comedy and one of the greatest screwball comedies of all time. Any hints about Vinegar Syndrome? March releases. Maya from 1989 is definitely one of them. I'll tell you that right now. I like Eric Romer. I mean, like, do you like Romer? I love the set. Now that I don't own it, I really need that set. Are you an Eric Romer fan? See, I like Eric Romer. Like, I usually kind of tap in like slowly into some of these. For instance, you get stuff like the Pauline at the Beach, right? And but if you're a Romer fan, yeah, 100%. Never seen a Romer fan. Oh, that's not going to help. I find here's the thing, Owen, and this is just me, but I have not blind bought Criterion that I didn't like. That's the thing. I always find something about Criterion film. Usually, I love the film, or I love the extras, and usually I love the film and the extras. But usually, I'll love the film, or I'll find something that you really Maya. So Maya is, and I will show you actually, and then we'll come right back. So this is it right here, and it's for those that haven't seen it, it's it's pretty much kind of like God, how will I write that? Think Armando de Sorio, right? Like the the Blind Dead. Uh, very in line with that type of stuff. Kind of like very in line with that style of film. I think it's a fun film that has gotten not enough love over the years. So it'd be interesting to see it all cleaned up and looking good. Because the copy of it that I saw back in the day was a pretty crappy copy. Same with Who Done It. Who declares knee? Have a box set. I think it's you have a box set of Chabral. I absolutely adore Chabral, but Claire's knee is Romer. So yeah, you're right. uh, 1989. So it came out in the year I graduated from high school. Clay, I'm gonna make me seem really old here. So we can see there's some really interesting stuff here. There's a Pooh trilogy. We have the Pasolini set. Again, Pasolini is not for everybody. You know before going in. Essential Fellini. I love Fellini. I don't think you can go wrong. The Fellini set kind of looks like a record set, which is another thing I really love it, and I'm sure that's one of the things that that Kubrick must love it as well, because I know he likes his records and stuff. The Samurai Trilogy. I actually have the old school DV edition of this. I haven't upgraded to the Blu-ray, but I got the old case. Maybe I'll bring it over in a second because it's kind of neat to see it. Is it really? Six More Tales. That's a good one. Not the greatest layout. I think that they peaked Kubrick with the Bergman set, and I wish they would have kept going along that line of oversized sets with coffee table books. Um, that's the way that I wished that they've gone with it. See, I'm older, so for me, it looks like those when you get those LPs and there's the sets and you have like classical music or something like that. There'll be like four or five like albums in a set. That's kind of what the Fellini set looks like. I'm always going to recommend Three Colors because I think that it's just the perfect trilogy. I love Krzysztof Kozlowski's work. I have the Decalogue here. That's the one where your arrow beat the uh, the Criterion edition of it. We have the Quatsi trilogy here, which is one that I like it, but it's almost for me Quatsi. It's beautiful. It's almost like, okay, I'm gonna watch if you got a 4K. I wish this was 4K. See, I want the Quatsi trilogy to be 4K. It's one of those that needs it needs a 4K release, just because how how beautiful it is. And it seems like the type of thing that should be like a reference quality disc. The Coker trilogy right there. Thanks for mentioning that one, Kubrick. Came from the 80s, as did I. So let's find out what's here. 80s when I was my teen years. We got Broadcast News. I love this movie. I just so love this movie. I saw the Broadcast News. I saw French Sense Woman in theater as well. Polyester, is anything anytime you see like the John Waters stuff, like polyester and stuff like that, it does tend to you can see running low. The stock is running low on that one. Yeah, titles like that do tend to go fast. And as far as like a John Waters film goes, polyester is not a bad like introduction. Betty Blue. I remember this one. I was so enamored with this film for so long. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, of course. is a classic. Time Bandits, I saw in the theater. I didn't like it when I initially saw Time Bandits. I thought there was a bit of a slog to it. It was released where the people go on a bus to Mexico and spirits from indigenous people inhabit them, including the priests who fired the child. I don't remember. I know what you're talking about. I don't think I've got that release, but I've seen the movie. So I sadly don't remember. Yeah, I like Time Bandits now, but when I first saw it when I was a kid, I was like, "What the hell?" Down by Law is a great Jim Jarmusch film. Kajimosha is something that is actually very relevant to my better half. One of the When she was young, her father, who was it was a pilot, um, it was a raw pilot. So here in Morocco, so he would go on trips, and when he would come back, he'll bring back VHS tapes. Um, and the Yeah, no, it's like I don't know. And so we bring back VHS tapes, and he brought back stuff like Indiana Jones, Star Wars. He brought back I think Rocky Horror Picture Show, and he brought back Kajimusha. And my better half was so enamored with that Kurosawa film, and it was just like her introduction to Akira Kurosawa. And what a great introduction! Like especially imagine like being introduced to films like Kajimusha at like such a young age, and yeah, just seeing the brilliance of films like that, like the gorgeous aspects of it. Now you got me wondering too. I'm not quite sure. David May's House of Games with I think Joe Mantegna, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Joe Mantegna is so damn good. He is a playwright, and it truly I do own it. Then I do own The Laughing Dead. Actually, I haven't watched it yet. That's why. So that's one of the ones I won't. That's one of the few like Vinegar Syndrome's I haven't watched. Um, is it a good Vinegar Syndrome title? But House of Games is one of those films that really, really has this wonderful dialogue. It's just a wonderful character study. So well done, so great, and so much that I can recommend. With that, House of Games is such a good movie. Breakfast Club is my generation's film. I am a Gen Xer, and we grew up with The Breakfast Club. You related to somebody or people in this film, whether it was a criminal, the jock, the basket case, the princess, or the brain. You found your spirit animal on one of those characters. I like Demon Wind, so now I'm excited to watch it because Kung Fu Magician, man, I get better than Kung Fu Magician. Mishima, A Life in Four Chapters, so good. Something Wild. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. Is it a good movie? Yes. Would I ever be able to sit down and watch Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence again? I don't know. I mean, how was it? That it took me to the ringer. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. I love David Bowie, and this one took me to the ringer. It really, really did. Great film, but I mean, when I pay, I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, we got the like that adult actress playing a demon in one of the scenes, and a guy coming up doing magic and kung fu at the same time. I absolutely adored that. Thief. This is a good version of Thief. There was a better version. It's not around anymore, so you get this one. Thief is such a good film. It's a Michael Mann one that I think it's underrated. James Caan is really, really good, and he's one of those actors that we don't talk about enough. When we talk about the actors, we like study some of the work that people have done and just the underrated like aspect of their acting. James Caan is often he's not seen in the light that he should be. Our Room with the View was a Merchant Ivory film. Merchant Ivory in a different way, and I'm going to put it out there, is sort of, how do we put this? The A24 of its day. Um, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Eating rule, but Paul Bartel. I'm a huge Paul Bartel fan. All right, let's get to what I'm known for, the scary stuff. The Godzilla show era definitely aren't scary. The first film is actually. First film is is a little scary, but the rest of them are pretty much going into like the cheesier aspects of it, and I love that. The others, I love the others. Uh, Another one that doesn't get talked about enough. Kiyoshi Kurosawa's film. We got Testament of Dr. Mabuse here, so a lot of really good stuff. Cat People, Carnival of Souls. If you don't have this, it's a great one. It's a great film. Here's one you might like, Clay, because we're getting into the darker stuff now. La. But that price for that Todd Browning set is so good. And Cat People is just a beautiful, beautiful film. The Innocents I watched when I was young, and it shook me. It was such a good psychological film. It just shook me. Don't Look Now is, as a guy that wants to be teaching film, and that's one of my goals. Is Don't Look Now is what we call the masterclass for editors. So if you want to edit films, I'll watch this movie, study this movie. This is a great masterclass for film editing. We got Vampire here, another wonderful film by Dreyer. Incredible Shrinking Man. Man, it freaked me out when I was a kid. I remember the giant like spider. I was a massive arachnophobe at the time. So Funny Games. So this is original Funny Games by Michael Haneke. Haneke? We'll go. I'm going to get the name wrong. It is. It frustrated me. It in a weird way, it kind of challenged me. It frustrated me. It's a really good film. Sisters with Brian De Palma, Jennifer Salt, and of course the wonderful Margot Kidder. Rest in peace. Got the Haxon, which is a wonderful film. House, which is absolutely insane. As we dive into the last two recommendations, and I decided to give you some kind of sets this time, some smaller sets though. Nothing that's going to totally break the bank. So first off, we have the Pierre Atto set, and he is a the Canadian. Oh, don't look now. It is a really good release. Sue Canal, are you from the UK? And we got some great films here. We got all his 5 films, 5 feature-length films, and 3 shorts. The Suitor, Yo-Yo, As Long as You've Got Your Health, Le Grand Amour, Land of Milk and Honey, and we got Rupture here, Happy Anniversary, and Feeling Good. These are all fantastic. I went in blind with this. I feel that, man. I went in blind, knew nothing about it. I was not versed in that particular actor, but I really, really enjoyed it. Now, one I did know a bit more about, but I just really wanted to have, and I ordered this, and I think it was like ordered from Amazon, and it was like I think 4 to 5 months before it came because they ran out of it. The Strange in Paradise is a great film, and anything that supports the work of Jim Jarmusch, who I think is absolutely amazing, Kubrick, I definitely recommend it. Jim Jarmusch is an amazing person too. Such a great filmmaker and a great person. It's right here. This is the Joseph von Sternberg 3 silent classics. Sternberg is just such a great director, and there's some brutal stuff here. Underworld especially. Underworld is brutal, man. You got The Docks of New York, The Last Command, Underworld, 3 absolutely fantastic films. These are on Blu-ray. It comes with a book as well. Just to give you an idea. I just love the simplicity in the way that these are done. We get some video essays with these here as well, and it's and each of these has two different scores with them. The book is right here, and it is at the length of it being 98 pages. It's a book, not a booklet. There. Absolutely gorgeous. Scene Strange in Paradise. We enjoy Masters. Uses the master shots for each scene of the movie. He would have loved to have been here about when I got the year I got here. He's a great conversationalist, and he was captivating to watch him talk, and he would went on forever. But don't worry, I won't, because I want to keep this thing under an hour. Just want to give you guys some good recommendations and let you guys know that this sale is going on now for around I think there's maybe 12 hours left on this. 12 to 13 hours left. There you go. 12 hours and 25 minutes left of the sale. So if you want to get something, this is the time to get something. The crazy thing about House is it's done by Obiyasha, and it was initially meant to they said, hey, make a competition, make a Jaws type of film. And he made House with that money, and it is such not a Jaws film. It is such a different film. It's such a good film though. On of Lost Souls is here. Kuroniko is again a beautiful haunting film. Eyes Without a Face is wonderful. Scanners, I love Scanners. It's not my favorite David Cronenberg, but because the lead, I find it to be a little bit bland. But it's a good, really, really good film. Night of the Living Dead. Yeah. I think at this point we know it's a given. Everybody should own Night of the Living Dead. So I don't have to tell you about that one. I shouldn't have to tell you about Night of the Hunter. That should be on your movie shelf already. It's just that good of a film. One thing that that some people may pass on that you shouldn't is John Frankenheimer's Seconds. Seconds is an absolutely wonderfully amazing film. If you have never seen Seconds, it is such a great Frankenheimer film. It has wonderful performances by Rock Hudson. There is nothing about this film not to like. It is so good. It is so masterfully constructed, and it is so well shot, well scripted, and well done. Definitely worth watching. Dive into a couple more here. The Brood is obviously an often controversial film from Cronenberg, but one of my faves. Got The Uninvited here, and Antichrist. It's Lars von Trier. Here's the thing: he's a controversial filmmaker. He really goes for the guttural, like the shock aspect of it too. It works well within his story. It's not like he's doing a Serbian film or anything like that. He actually is a much more talented filmmaker than that. But that being said, you got to know when you're going into Lars von Trier, you are going to be getting some really harsh stuff. I'll always recommend All That Jazz because one, I'm a massive musical fan. Though I got to say, Mean Girls kind of disappointed me, especially with the cast that it had. Renee was good on Renee Rappos. Anatomy of a Murder, Otto Preminger, just an amazing film. Blowout, one of Brian De Palma's greatest films. Body Double is what I find is my favorite De Palma film. I'm not sure if it's his greatest, but it's one of my favorite. I find the Brood character kind of silly, but so enjoy it. Like Dave Cronenberg's mostly, anyways. Yeah, Art Hindle is great in The Brood. I'll read, but it's a film, man. It's a film. Charade is a lot of fun. There's a lot to love about Charade. Crash, again, not for everybody. I really enjoyed it. I don't have to tell anybody that Kubrick is worth owning. I don't think, not at this point. But it's a mad world with Stanley Kramer. It is an often maligned film that I enjoy actually. So definitely a recommendation on that one. The last hurrah of chivalry for chivalry. It's John Woo. Do I need to say anything else? My Man Godfrey is a great film. I love this artwork too. The artwork on this is utterly fantastic. We got Shaft here. Raging Bull, amazing art for this one too. Naked Lunch, I just love that film. By the Set. If the Jacques Demy set is available and you don't own the Jacques Demy set, don't wait. It's worth owning. If the Jacques Demy set is in this sale, grab it. If it's not, start buying this stuff. Umbrellas of Cherbourg is really, really good. The the Two Girls from Roquefort is also amazing. Podon, Donkey Skin, is an incredible film. The Graduate. The Graduate is a sad film. It's what I call the unloved story. And classics, well, you don't get more classic than these here. All But Eve, it's a fantastic film. Yes, own it. Mildred Pierce, my God, yes. Love Affair, Armin Dunn, and Charles Boyer. I didn't even know they put that out, actually. Some Like It Hot. It's a classic bit of water comedy. His Girl Friday is now included in the Columbia Classic set, the 4K set. So if you're looking to get the Columbia Classics Volume 4 4K set, and I do recommend it, you can wait on His Girl Friday because it's in 4K and the Columbia Classic set. So it's got an upgrade. Samuel Fuller, I love. Douglas Sirk, So Written on the Wind, Naked Kiss. No, I don't think I got to sell anybody on a. That's one of my. Well, you have to speak to my better half. It's one of her favorites. So she's a massive Jack to me. But everybody likes different stuff, man. It's okay. You're not being negative. You're giving your opinion. We got Notorious, wonderful Hitchcock film with a great On the Waterfront, another great one that's running low. So don't miss out on stuff like this. Don't miss out on Anatomy of a Murder if you don't have it. Clooney Brown, Lubitsch, another Lubitsch one. Oh, anything. If you see Ernest Lubitsch's name on a film, you know you're good. You know it's one worth getting. So there we go. That's just a few of the films from the Criterion collection and a few of my personal films from the Criterion collection. I hope you enjoyed it because I got up here and made my hour-long video at 4:48 in the morning. It's now 5:40 here. I'm not sure if it's running low to be out of print. More than likely, Clay, running low as in they may not have any more for the sale. Remember, this is a flash sale, 24-hour flash sale. So when the sale is over, everything goes up in price. And you wait till, I guess, November when the next big sale comes. I think they're both fantastic films. So thank you guys so much for watching tonight. Thanks for jumping in here, especially when it's so. Well, I'm not sure what time it is over there, but here it's almost time for me to go and make my better half some coffee because she's about to get up and head off to work, and she's got a big day ahead of her. And I've got to do a whole bunch of videos here, so I can't go to sleep after this. I have not slept yet. It's what I am doing, just to let you guys know. I hope you've been enjoying the collection videos that I'm coming out over the coming out one a week. You'll get one on of course, on my Patreon, and you get one, and the one that was on my Patreon the week before, because Patreon gives you early access to those videos. You get a brand new one on my regular channel as well. So I make sure that nobody misses out. It's time for coffee. Time to buy me a coffee, guys. But in all seriousness, have a wonderful morning or evening or night, whatever it is over there. It's morning here. So I will see you here next time in the Call to Cinema, where we talk a bit more. So for those that want to know quickly the movies that are recommended during this video from my own collection, I'll quickly show you those. The Pierre Otto collection, this complete collection. To Be or Not to Be, Anthony Mann's The Furies, Ronald Neam's Tunes of Glory, Class Tourist, Three Silent Classics by Joseph von Sternberg, the absolutely fantastic Kiss Me Deadly, Black Narcissus, Sweet Smell Success. You want a rate film? You got to watch this. And last but not least, the Cynical, Wonderful, Beautiful Ace in the Hole by Billy Wilder. My name is Aaron. Thanks for watching Call to Cinema, and I will see you here next time. Have a wonderful day. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to all the jazzy stuff.